good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the Three Spurs Boys and another episode of ATF, where that man and I actually talk football. Coobs, are you ready for this one?
Nope.
Good.
Yeah, of course
I know you love my flute playing, but I got a surprise for you. Okay, I've been working on my rapping. The flip, the flop, the flippity flop. It doesn't really matter as long as Coobs is on top.
Flip, flop, recorder rap music. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
What?
And still made it sound Indian.
What? Here we go. Terminators in the house, babies. Oh, wait, this is our serious show. I forgot.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I
love it, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we welcome a few people first?
Yeah, go for it. I'll let you. This is yours, man. I just sit.
Oh, it's mine, is it? Okay, I'll do it.
Candy on this one.
You just sit back with a cup of tea and just relax. Then is that it?
Oh, let me go get a cup of tea. Then I'll see you in a few minutes.
Oh, I mean, that was a draft came through here. It's made some weird noise.
Yeah, I resemble that remark.
We've got Rin Ketic in the house. Hi, my
buddy.
A movie buddy.
Yeah, we were playing Fortnite. Got him playing Fortnite the other day. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Then Rin Ketic and I have been talking movies, that's for sure.
I appreciate it because it was kind of funny because, not going to lie, he's a little bit worse than I am, and I thought I was bad, so he made me feel good.
I've now been given the choice to rate either Fisher or Linda, which I'd never heard of before. Two actresses by the looks of it.
We'll have to talk about this in the background.
Names again. I still have no idea who they are, but it's Linda anyway.
I don't Carrie Fisher. Linda Carter? Isn't that Wonder Woman?
Oh, mind you, Linda Carter is Wonder Woman, yes.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher,
Princess Leia.
Princess Leia, but leather bikini on the.
There's no competition. You bring up when you bring up the character, there's absolutely no competition.
Princess Leia has really raised the level of tissue sales around this area. That's for sure.
Oh, over here it's been pure socks because why invest in something that invest in something you can reuse, right? So
it's true.
Yeah.
We've got Paul Clark, and he said, "Big up, guys. Did you know that your own channel using? Didn't know that you had your own channel until seeing Kuva on Coffee Co just now. Glad I found it. Yeah, big up, mate. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Definitely.
I remember he was in the chat saying for me to jump on Benny's, but at the time I was getting ready to head over and.
Fair. Andrew Gregory, big up, mate. Big up, Bobby and Kuva. Flippity flop sounds like an old kids' TV program. It kind of is.
Or a porn star between seats. Andrew knows me too well.
And the trouble is, what's happened at the BBC over the last few years, that could be true at the same time. Moving on. Carl,
big up, guys. What's up, buddy?
Big up, mate. We still haven't managed to talk them all round to playing Dungeons and Dragons again, have we, mate? But oh well, live in hope. Hello, Bobby, Kang, Kuva, and everyone in the chat. Big up, Carl.
Yeah, buddy. Big up, mate.
Roy saying hi all. Have a great show. Cheers,
big
mate.
Up, Roy. Good to see you.
Come on, you Spurs. Yes. Destiny 5. Big up, mate. Sean Slater, the man who knows more beige football players than I do.
I know. Holy crap, man. That guy was just dropping names. And I'm sitting there. I stopped playing because of him. You might appreciate it, but Sean, you ruined the game for me because I was just like.
He's basically the Andy Hinchcliffe of that genre.
Yeah, sure.
There we go. Just doing
what the hell is that?
Carl saying flip-flop doesn't matter as long as Kuva is on top. Hello.
Yeah, that's right.
Cheers, mate. I don't know what this could be referring to. In fact, I'm going to show this.
I'm walking down the street right now. Flip, flop.
I'm giving this total disrespect, and I'm not even reading it out. Mostly because it's probably difficult to actually read that out.
Flip flop, flippity flop, flippity flop, flippity flop, flop, flip flop.
No, you said flop when it was a flip then.
Oh man, my English.
See what I mean? It's impossible.
Forget it.
Ash P. Oh, big up Ash.
Hey, Ash.
Hi everyone.
Congratulations.
I'm a little behind because of sucky internet, but I'm here. Sucky internet, is that a service offered or no? We're not going.
Yeah, it's gonna this. I know.
Yeah, it does sound that way, doesn't it? Yeah. But there we go anyway.
Good to see Ash.
Flippity floppity flu, says Ben.
Benny, 10-month member since day one.
I am spotting a theme here.
I'm sensing it.
Linda Carter from EastEnders says Destiny 5. I haven't watched that in years. Used to love that program. And the man who knows plenty about biscuits. Big up, mate. Morning all.
Biscuit dinner.
Elto, big up, Jose.
Hey, Jose. Good morning, mate.
Good morning, Bobby K and Kuva, and hope you and the lovely lot in the chat. Yes, absolutely.
Jose, are you guys on today? Let us know, and we'll send everybody over afterwards.
We'll send over our 20-strong following or whatever it is.
21 now. Woo!
Woo! Big time. Big time.
And they're all wearing flip-flops.
It doesn't work if I go Ange in, does it? Or go Ange out again. I don't know which one works.
I don't know. See how see where the wind leads you, my friend.
See where the wind is blowing and then go against it. That seems to be
as soon as you said Ange out, 2 more people joined. Did you notice?
It says it all, doesn't it? Yeah. They're waiting for that. They're pouncing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big up Chris Agumba.
Number one Agumbar.
Yeah, the number one Agumbar.
Did you just call it a gumbar?
I don't know why. I
heard a gumbar
when I'm reading things sometimes. Rinketic saying, I'm Timo Werner at Fortnite. I'm so mid. No, mate. Timo Werner's not mid.
We had a good time playing. That's all that matters.
Timo Werner's like having no controller.
I might be better with that one.
Bobby K. I didn't mean it.
Nice one, Sean. Nice one.
Rinketic, Linda Cardinal and Isla Fisher. There we go. Whoever they are.
Isla Fisher is thingy. Sacha Baron Cohen's ex-wife. Did you ever see the movie Wedding Crashers?
No.
Oh, dude.
And I certainly don't bother keeping up on celebrities' wives or girlfriends.
Oh, you got.
I just don't care.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Show saying Bobby True Kuva. Big up,
hey, Mark.
Big up, Mark. Hannah saying Bobby out. Hashtag Bobby out. That
Yeah.
could trend yet, you know.
It already is in South Africa, where Hannah's from. There's banners. They're waiting for me to land with Bobby out. Yeah, get the posters up.
Ian saying, big up Rinketic. Jackets are already mid-season form. Get Ash to 1,000. 1,000.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, get Ash to 1,000 subs.
Yeah, Ben. Why only 100?
Think Big Ben.
Yeah,
Think
Ben.
Big Ben. Oh, never mind. Oh, my doorbell's just gone. I've got to get that. I think that's the kids. Sorry,
Lovely.
I'll be right back. Make yourself at home, Debbie.
I'll pretend I know what I'm doing here. So yeah, definitely get on over and get Ash to 100 subs. Lovely girl, always been supporter of all the channels, so it's good to definitely show her some support. She's got a new a women's football channel they're kicking off there, so it's really good. Good luck to you, Ash. There for Linda Carter from Wonder Woman. Chris, it's kind of hard to argue that. I don't think there's anybody, unless you're saying you prefer her over Princess Leia, because that could actually spark a massive debate. Big up, Hanno. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. To be fair, Buffalo went all out while we went with the Met team. Oh, are you talking about how the Bills smoked you guys? Okay, sorry, we won't talk about that here. I'm at work, lads. I don't get on that much. Jose, we know. Appreciate you jumping in when you can. But I say if you guys are streaming later, are you a mod? No, you're not. You should be. So you could just add your link. If not, Benny will do it for you. Oh, he's back.
Oh, there we go. It's the kids. They want to be let into the house, then they want to be fed, and it's all that crap.
I told you spoiled them from day one.
I agree, mate. I agree.
Last month when I told you don't feed them more than once a day, what did you do? You fed them.
Yeah, I know.
3 times in one day.
I should have listened, but I didn't. It's typical.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. That's why we flippity flop around here, right?
It is. It is.
Tom is in the chat. Big up, Tom. Good to see you. Afternoon. Big up to everybody in the chat. And I'll let you take back over here.
Oh, will you now? Will you now? I'm doing all the okay.
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, we won't go that far, but She's in Now You See Me. Oh, I know. Yes, I couldn't remember the face there, but I must have been looking at something else.
Yeah, she's in that Now You See Me with the 2 movies. Yeah, the redheaded kind of one.
Fair enough.
She's awesome. She's awesome in Wedding Crashers. She's a proper psychopath.
Gal Gadot was Wonder Woman. Absolutely. But back in the day, it was definitely Linda Carter. Linda Carter was lovely.
Yes.
But we go. Thoughts on Sun? Probably not getting into that at the moment, but we might do.
Yeah, we'll start it for later.
All right, maybe we'll come back to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got Jose's channel, Eltel Cockerel. Get over there. If you want to do a predictions league with us, just get over there. Leave your predictions for the week in the comments on Thursday or Friday. I can't remember.
Can you imagine how much time they put into that though? Holy crap! Big up Jose for doing that. I'm sitting there looking through it and then going through all the chat and ready. Man, we have a hard time when we play Spot the Bull, just keeping track of our 2 guests and their answers.
It's such a simple idea, but it's one of my highlights of the week. I love waiting for that show. Really do.
There we go.
I'll skip a little bit. People saying hello to each other.
No, there's a fresh face in here. Robbie Clark. Big up, Robbie. Nice to see you in here. Appreciate you joining us. Stuart was here. Big up, Stu Boy. And then Ash is flopping out her 9-month member shot. Nice one. Ange in, Ange out, flippity flop. It is. It is. Come on, Ash, you and me will do the flippity flop. And we'll have Kuva and Turbin dancing in the back. For Bollywood production. Good times. We do actually have a show to do. We're actually going to get back into this now, because we have to talk about football. I know. But choo-choo!
Choo-choo. Ange in. Maybe.
Okay, what's changed your mind? Because last week when we did this show, that's it. You'd had enough. You called this guy out. You basically said he's got no knowledge. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not going to progress us. He's not going to be back. It's a no all the way around. What has changed? Where's the change of heart come from, my man?
Well, first of all, I'm going to give the context there that I always believe, being a fan, you can change your mind on something as often as you damn well like, because it's a game all about feelings. And if you love what's happening at the club at the time, cheer. If you don't like what's happening, complain. It's no problem. We're fans. Should do what we want. So for what's changed for me, I think the reason I started falling off the Ange train was more the fact I see it coming off the rails and grinding to a halt. I didn't believe in where we're going. I didn't think this Ange Ball thing was going to ever happen. I got fed up. I got disillusioned. Wanted to walk away from it. Yeah. Against Brentford, I actually saw at least 45 minutes where we were playing what I believe is Ange Ball. And it's nothing to do with formations or player positionings. It's nothing to do with high lines. It's all about when the player gets the ball, they move it forward very quickly and with purpose and proper intent with what you're doing. And that is much, much more my idea of what Ange wants to be doing. I'm sure he was delighted by it. The pressing was insanely good yet again. But it was all coming together. The reason I'm not fully on yet is because it was just the one game. Yeah. And I've got to see it again. I've got to see it in future matches. If we win away at United and Brighton, you start thinking maybe this can work. But I've got to also acknowledge that Brentford were woeful. They were ravaged by injuries, and they were playing kind of like we do when we're playing badly. They're trying to push. They're trying to press in our half. They're trying to get forward, but they're all over the place. No shape, no discipline, missing their tackles, coming off second best at everything. Yet they got the most possession, and it allowed us to hit them with pace on the counter-attack. And we look so good doing that.
Yes.
We've talked about this before, lots of us, that the team that's assembled at the moment is better suited to counter-attacking football. We've got genuine pace in the front line. So invite a team to come into the half, like Brentford did, plays into our hands. I thought they were wide open. talk. You know, a lot of discussion was about Ange had abandoned the inverted fullbacks. There's a bit of evidence to support that, but is that going to be a tactical change from now on, or is that just a circumstantial thing? I don't know. So I'm kind of with the Ange train. I've seen it in the repair shop now for a while. It's been in that shed. I've just opened the door and had a look, and I'm thinking, you know what? I wouldn't mind being back on that again, but I'm not convinced yet. So,
but is this down to really, in reality, do you think he actually changed anything, or the players actually did their jobs?
I think it's the players doing their jobs, and I think Brentford helped them to do that. I really do.
So it's a combination of things then, like usually with football. A little bit of luck sometimes plays into it as well.
You compare it to, say, where we struggled in defense against defenses, like Arsenal was superb at it, Newcastle was superb at it, and you look at the way they defend, and when you start looking at tactics on videos, you start doing it in every game. It becomes a habit doing it. And I always look at the back line and look at the shape. If they, no, don't matter if it's a 4-man defense, 5-man defense, then you look at the bank of players in front of them, and you look at the shape and the space they're denying, and they're covering key areas of the pitch. Against Brentford, those areas we saw covered by Newcastle and Arsenal, they're wide open. We have players that can run into it at will, and they were. So I think their tactics didn't suit them, their injuries didn't suit them, but there we go. There we go. It's the way it is. So like I said, I'm not entirely sold, but I'm kind of I want to be back on the Ange train because
you window shopping. Fair enough.
I'm a little bit more than that. I'm more sort of putting my hand tentatively on the rail and I'm thinking, you know what, I might, if it just stays here a little longer, I might just hop on and I want to get back to choo.
Hell yeah, man!
Let's face it,
Jim's got a spot reserved.
Let's face it, beginning of last season, those first 10 games, and I said I'm going full in on.
What a feeling!
Yeah, just go for it. Oh my God! It's after 10 games. It's like, oh my God, what a great decision this is. Enjoying every moment. I want to have that feeling back again. That was good.
Well, we haven't had that in a very long time, to be fair.
Needed it. I'll tell you what, if it happens away at United, that's going to be a pretty damn good feeling. It really will.
What do you mean if? They're struggling themselves.
There we go. See, that's the difference now. You still believe. I'm kind of
still believe. I'm full deluded. Ange in, baby, choo choo. I'm up there with Jim in the first cart. I'm sitting there. I'm shoveling coal in for him, man.
End of the day, though. End of the day, though. Brentford game, 3 goals, 3 players that I would have handpicked to get a goal to, just because they need one.
Yeah.
They all scored, and we won. And the only goal we did concede, let's face it, that was a wonder strike. That would have gone into the floodlights 9 times out of 10. It was just hit it perfectly. And we hadn't settled down. It was a bit of a lapse in concentration. But on the other hand, you've got to just say, well done. That was a beautiful hit.
It was.
So all in all, good feelings. That game, good day all round. Lot of damage repaired, at least for the day. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the next few matches, because it only takes a sort of weakened side to lose to Karabag, and the pressure's back on. Then you go into Man United needing a win again. Different game, isn't it?
We're not. Yeah. You're seriously worried about Quagmire?
Yeah, well, it's the might of Azerbaijan coming up. I mean,
a powerful foe.
Yeah, well, they just dropped out of the Champions League, didn't they? But who did they get beaten by?
I don't know.
I'll leave people to look that up if they don't know, because it's quite funny. Certain team that we lost to in Europe.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, Dynamo?
No, certain team with the manager that was in prison when we lost to him.
That was Dynamo.
That was. I can't remember the name now, so I'm trying to make clues to hope somebody helps me out, and he didn't.
Oh,
it's gone. I've gone blank. It's
somebody will throw it in for us.
I keep wanting to say Vitesse Arnhem, but it's not.
You think about it or pretend to Google it while I pretend to go through comments and stuff. I'll cover
Dynamo Zagreb, that was it. Dynamo Zagreb.
What did I say?
I think you might have said Dynamo. And I dismissed it. See, I'm just all over the place.
I like you better when you're on the train. This half foot out, half foot in thing is a bit too much for me, man.
I haven't had enough sleep to be able to hang on while I stay on the train. That's what it is.
Don't worry, buddy. I got you. I'll hold you on. Jose is saying it's good to see the channel growing. It's well deserved. Appreciate that. Brentford were dog water, but it's good morale boost. I think it was great morale boost, especially coming off that late Coventry win as well. It was a nice follow up to that. And on top of that, I don't think it was an overly bad performance. It should show some things that what we need to work on. But how good was it to see Johnson get another goal?
Yeah, I don't rate him, but if he's going to keep banging goals in and improving, then he can win me over.
I know you don't rate him, but does he deserve the flack that he's got? Like, we're looking back and we're seeing that, we talked about this, you and I, a little bit here, where Dele Alli went through the exact same thing. And it basically derailed his career. We're talking about a guy that had he continued on the path that he was on, he could potentially be one of the best in the world right now.
Agree. I don't see Brennan Johnson on that same path, though. Nowhere near. Anyway, it's touching on the same subject we've all been discussing a little too much, I think, already. I think it's obvious to anybody that no player deserves personal abuse like he was getting. Certainly not racism or based on, physical appearance and things all this like that. It's just not worth it. But I do believe you should be open to criticism if you're a footballer. No doubt about it. Because there is an easy way to respond. Play well, bang in a few goals, make a few goals, look good. And he did that. Against Brentford, he was decent. Faded a bit in the second half for my liking, but a banging first half. Great goal. So
that being
said, answer your critics.
That being said, does that mean, are you rejoining us?
Here's the funny bit. This is where it starts actually getting a little bit serious, though.
It is. And I wanted to talk about this, and this is why I put the banner in this way, because you and I jokingly touched on this behind the scenes. But in reality, it's not a joke.
No, it's really not. I've been in a sort of a small group that's experienced both being on the Ange train and being on Ange out as well. And excuse me, and it was a real eye-opening experience for me, because while I was on the Ange train, no abuse whatsoever. Didn't get anything said to me about it. It was fine. Carry on as normal. A few trolls in comments, but you get that whatever your view is. Yeah. But when I switched and I said, I don't believe in Ange anymore, I'm going Ange out. The level, the intensity of attack coming my way is unreal. It's it really was.
Sorry, break it down a bit further. Where did the attack come from? Because I know some of it was people we thought were our friends.
Well, this is what I'm getting to. There's attack from people that you know and love, and I realised then. This is what highlighted it for me. This is why I think it happens. It's because when people love their club that much, they do not want to hear bad things said about it. Naturally. So if you do disagree with the full Ange IN bit, and you're disagreeing with somebody that is like all over it, of course you're hurting them. You're hurting their feelings. You're hurting their sense of what's right and wrong about what they love about the club. So yeah, I get that. They can get things emotional. You're supposed to. If you care, you will get emotional about things when you're attacked. If you don't care, it doesn't matter. So I got all that, but it's more the people that message, those troll accounts that will message and they say horrendous things about what should happen to your kids if you feel that way, or give that sort of opinion. And it ties in with this bigger problem we have on social media. The attacks the likes of Sava gets are just hideous things.
Personal. Don't say stuff about his wife. What does she have to do with this?
Yeah, things you should never say to another human being, and it gets said. So there's this horrible undertone of social media trolls and keyboard warriors that just don't behave in a way I'd expect from anybody at any point in any circumstance. Total lack of control. I've experienced it now a lot this last week, just by going Ange, and it was weird. But like I said, I do get some people are just ultra positive and they want to stay that way, and it feels like an attack on the club as an attack on me. I get all of that. That's fine. But the things that get said between people is unreal. And it ties in with what's happened on our friend Jess's channel, JSY Talks Football. And they had to make an announcement yesterday that
give a bit of backstory though first, right? For those that don't know.
Yeah, they've regularly taken a lot of flack from their Leeds counterparts. They do a lot of watch-alongs. We've got a really close knit sort of understanding with them. Mostly, I think we got introduced through Jose's channel on El Tel Cockerel and Talk and Ball, and they'd made a friendship there. We all went over there to see what it was like, and they were just some of us really. Yeah. Laid back channel, having a laugh. Yeah, the football was there as a background, but it was more about the people and enjoying yourself, relaxing. But they take horrendous stick from the rest of the Leeds community. They're really despised. The level of abuse is off the charts. And Stuart there and his son Lee. Stuart's disabled. He's got one leg, in a wheelchair. His son is a special needs lad who's just blossomed in the community. Came out to the point where he's got his own channel, and people are always friendly to everybody. Joins in with his few of his own little quips. Yeah, and well accepted within that community. But the attack from outside,
and sorry, both of them big supporters of everybody else's channels too.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Very nice guys.
Yeah, really, really nice blokes. And so is that whole community there. But then you see them hounded out by these really nasty individuals from around their so-called communities that are supposed to be football supporters and all coming together, but they're just absolutely treated as outcasts. And it was really sad seeing that happening. That Stuart and Lee both left. They've left YouTube. That it's not worth it to them anymore to come on and put up with it. That angers me and upsets me. Because I'd like to think our channel as well, we will welcome anybody in. It's very rare you will see either myself or Bobby ban somebody or silence them. We're just like, play it off. If you're going to deliberately misbehave, of course we'll ban you. But if you just got a difference of opinion or you don't like something in particular, why do you even go on somebody's channel? If you already know you don't like it, why bother? But then to make it personal as well, it's disgusting. It's honestly made me feel recently, well, it's been coming for a long time. It really does make me feel like just jacking all this in. There's people in the chat I absolutely adore. Obviously, other YouTubers that I adore
pretty
as
much
well.
Everybody that we've got in here right now, we're lucky. We're pretty lucky in that sense that we get to remember, like even that show we did last week where we had well over what we're used to, over 100 people. We were still lucky that we didn't really get trolls or anything. We got Angus coming in here. I know Vindaloo's been in here a couple of times. 2 Arsenal fans, always been respectful.
Yeah, lovely blokes. Yeah,
even though there's a bit of banter, it's still sensible. We got Dan here, who we know helps people and supports people. A lot of people with mental health issues and stuff like that. Has a great channel going as well. Ben, if you're still here, if you could drop Dan's link in the chat too, would be much appreciated. He's saying keyboard warriors and people that want to put people down to feel better about themselves. There's no room in life for it. You can have views, but don't get personal. And Dan, if everybody, there's 28 of you here watching right now. Him and I are not agreeing right now. For the first time in 2 years that we've been doing this. First time, any topic, we've sat here and said, you know what, we're not on the same side right now. And there's zero animosity about it. Zero.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, we got to pretend. Okay?
Of course.
No, but in all seriousness, I don't care if he has a different opinion than I do. I respect him as a person, which means I respect his opinion. If you're going to go into these shows and stuff, if you don't respect the person, you're not going to respect their opinion. So There's absolutely no reason to sit here and try to put people down. Like, I'm still in the Ange IN cult. You know, I'm actually, me and Jim are the leaders. We didn't really want to have to share that information, but you know, it hurts us personally when Kuva left the cult, and now we've got to sway him back in because it's just the way we roll. But Robbie's saying he got a message on Twitter when I said on Lily White Lady that I'm not a fan of Johnson and I don't think he's good at tackling. Family members, he's good at attacking. I'm going to say good at attacking.
Yeah, he was having family members attacked, yeah.
Family members of his were attacked.
Yeah.
Jesus. You know, horrible to hear about Stuart. It is, Robbie, because Stuart and Lee are very nice people. Really,
I get things sent about
Angus. Exactly, right here, right there.
I get things said about my kids just because people know that I have kids.
Well, you saw what happened. How many comments I had to delete out of the last show because people were going after little K.
Yeah.
You say what you want to be, but you're going after my 13-year-old kid. Well, I'm going to send him to your house 10 years from now when you're in a walker or something like that, and he kicks your frigging walker out from under you.
One thing I will say, and I don't usually call people out, but all those people that are doing this kind of thing, you're dicks. You're absolute dicks.
100%. Another good Gooner right here. Gooner Greg. Good to see you again, man. Always appreciate you all jumping in. And sub to Dan, definitely. You need to feel better about yourself. You want some support and everything. This is the guy that's doing it right here. Yeah, Tribal Chief. Yep. Angus is here. Majority of the community are brilliant. Yes. You're all welcome in. We're all welcome in him. I don't know what these kids are.
Welcomed in.
On his show. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, there's a handful of people. I'm. The sad reality is, I think a lot of people that do that stuff, they're the ones that ultimately have nothing else in their lives.
Yeah, it has to be, doesn't it?
Fill it with hate because I can't find love. That's
any attention is better than none. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Ash is saying the hate comes from being too online. Yeah, never type something you wouldn't say in real life. True, okay. Ash. That's the way most people should live, but unfortunately, that's not the way it is, right? All of a sudden, behind a keyboard, we're all 6'8", 350 pounds, solid rock UFC fighters, right? So
I can probably do the 350 pounds bet quite easily.
See, this to me, easily. You think so? I receive abuse about the way I look all the time. So to water off stuff, that's just because you're so damn good looking, Ben. People are just jealous.
That's true.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay. And I blame the parents. Yeah, blame the parents, blame social media, blame the society that they're in, blame the people that they're around. You know, I hate the Gooners. I don't hate Angus. Exactly, Ian. I hate the team, but I don't hate their fans.
I was having this conversation with my oldest, Owen, earlier today. It's got to the point now, I think people do need to be registered with the government to be able to have a license to go online. So yeah. You can be anonymous, you can have your own nicknames, whatever you like. But if you do start this sort of behavior, you are going to get held accountable for it because they will be tracked.
And that's the thing, though. That's why that what is it, X now they call Twitter?
Yeah.
There's no accountability. There's no following up to it, right? You can basically go in there, make 50 accounts and abuse somebody as much as you want, right? So some very uneducated people, there's no reason to get personal or attack people's families or loved ones. 100%, Dan. You know, it's like I've said on here, I know I waffle. I know I talk shit, and I'm not sitting here saying I'm some sort of grand football pundit and all my knowledge. I'm giving my opinion and how I feel about it. That's all we do. We discuss each other's opinions, kind of thing, and yours, and we share them. And maybe we don't agree with some things, maybe we do. But say what you want to me. I'm just gonna put this nice as
exactly.
Fuck off of saying anything about my kids or his kids, man. You abuse us all you want. We're here. We're ready for it.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, man.
I am king of the flip flops. Stay on that. I'm fine with that.
The flip, the flop, the flippity flop. Everybody likes it when Kuva's on top. Oh, sorry.
And somebody said in the chat earlier, how can you change your views after one game? Easily. If I don't enjoy it, I'll change my view. If I enjoyed the next one, guess what? I'm going back the other way. I'm simple in that way. Very simple. Not in like a sort of simple, but throw me a bone. I'm happy. That's all I need from my team. Just give me something give me some encouragement. I will get behind them. Same with the manager. go in a direction I like and enjoy, I'll back you. If you prolong this period of football that I don't enjoy and I don't think it's going anywhere, I'm going to more than doubt you. I'll be against you. So big up, man up with a lot of cases. I'm not going to say man up to Brennan Johnson because most of the abuse he took was way out of line. That's not a man up.
Did you actually see some of it?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't. We've talked about, we've got frustrated about Brennan Johnson. I know you were, against his footballing thing, where I've, of course, anytime you say something like that, I gaslight it and said he's the greatest player ever. He's going to be world class, So I naturally just have to do that because that's just the way we roll. But like him as a footballer, his abilities, whatnot, the racial abuse, man.
Yeah. You'd think 2024, you'd think it's almost a thing of the past, but it just isn't.
I think it's worse now. I think because it's easier to hide and kind of just throw shit out, right?
Yeah. Anonymity and no consequences.
Oh man, it's crazy.
I used to be all about freedom of speech, but internet shows me otherwise.
That's who he is, mate. I hate you and the Rangers, but I don't hate the fans. I have family members, Rangers fans. And Angus, you know what? You've said it before as well. We might hate each other's teams. Rightfully so. There's a history there going back, predating all of us. That'll be there post-dating all of us. And that despise should be there. That's what rivalries are.
Yeah.
But to make it personal, I do a show on here. Well, I did until he had a baby. Another gooner in the world now.
Selfish reason.
Selfish. My cousin Robbie, those of you know, we had What's Buzzing Cousin. He's a gooner. And now he had a baby gooner. So his excuse for leaving the show was there's two Goonies now. That's very selfish as far as I'm concerned. I still hate his team. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't really say this because I don't really like him either. Hopefully he's not watching. Big up, Robbie. No, all jokes aside, I don't care who supports what team. But is it, correct me if I'm wrong to say this here, I'd say it's almost like religion.
Very much. Very much.
We're different religions, and I'm going to put you down because mine is better than yours.
And it's based on nothing but a belief. Yeah.
Crazy. We're kind of saying, clip it. Stuart saying, I'm abused online. I'm called racist and haggis eating and so I'm not even a sweaty sock. But you know what? That's, to be fair, Stuart, I've never abused you online. I tried to do it live on YouTube streams. So go and enjoy your haggis, and I hope the weather in Scotland is nice. No, all jokes aside, Stuart, you're, again, another very, very lovely person. And it bothers me to hear stuff like that because we know what a wonderful person you are.
Yeah,
it's okay for corporation to have our digital identity. We worry about our government having it. Yeah. That's a long up to, that's actually, yeah.
That's what we're at the stage where I think you have to consider it now.
Yeah, in a hype. Good point, man.
We shouldn't have to. It's a good point, though. Yeah.
Yeah, a very good point. That's what Sean was saying with Brian. You speak game by game. Johnson for me is an impact player. There you go.
Yeah, fair.
You got this one?
We did win, so woo! Hey, goals scored, game one. Mate, I will always do that.
Woo! I've never heard it like that.
It's not like
20 minutes.
It's not like Coventry where it's more like a woo.
Big up, Phil, man. Good to see you, man. Steve D, good afternoon, handsome. Good to see you, man. After what the Rangers did to Dundee over the weekend, I really hate Rangers. I don't know what they did, but I have no idea what the other person is.
Yeah.
I've never understood. How does it make you feel better by putting someone down?
But if it's putting down a troll, I feel great about it.
No, but I mean just in general, just because they have a different opinion.
Oh yeah, that's why I have these conversations with Mr. Box Office as well all the time. He and I talk constantly, and he's always said that what he liked about my approach to it is I'll actually listen to what he's saying, and try and put myself in his shoes. Then we have a conversation about it. Whereas most of the time you disagree with somebody on a lot of channels, and it's an argument. It's not a debate. It's just an out and out shouting match and argument, which is great when you love that sort of thing. Some people absolutely adore that. They love the meltdowns and the drama and the
Jerry Springer.
Yeah, exactly. Jerry Springer's fun.
That's all it is.
Yeah. But it doesn't have to be like that on every show, does it?
No.
So you just got to have a little bit of common sense, a little bit of respect for other people, and if you really listen to people, we're not so different, even with different viewpoints on the club. At the end of the day, we want the same things. We want to be entertained. We want to win things.
And that could be said for every person that supports any team.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Ash is saying the only way to combat trolls is for good people to flood the internet with a healthier outlook, and that's why I watch the two of you. Appreciate that, Ash. Very kind words.
I agree, Ash, and yourself. Very much one of the nicest people on the internet as well. Yeah. But it just feels like there's too few of us, doesn't it? I'll stay away from bigger channels just because I know the chat's going to be like it.
Yeah. Well, you saw what happened here when we even with 100 people, we average 30 here, and we're happy because we like our little family that we end up with, our little community that ends up being in here. Because
intimate, isn't it? We kind of know each other. You're relaxed. You're talking to friends, sort of thing. Yeah. Well, I don't need to have a huge debate on here.
This is interesting. Rinketix saying in Sweden they talked about having bank IDs to be able to log on to social media. Would you play Brendan in Europa while his confidence is up, or save him for the weekend? What do you think? I personally say start him, because this is the kind of team that if his confidence is already high, we can already kind of excel it, right?
I don't think we have an awful lot of choice at the moment than having him as a starter.
Werner's okay.
You think Brennan Johnson takes flack? Timo Werner, my God. If he never plays for us again, it's too soon. What a shocking player. Absolutely shocking. I'm not going to go and abuse him on his own channel, on his own social media feeds, or say anything about his family, though. Purely as a footballer, he's bloody terrible. I don't want him at Spurs. That's got to be allowed. They've got to be allowed to say that without taking abuse. Otherwise, I have to say everybody's brilliant.
But it's not. It's not abuse. It's a footballing opinion. You're talking about the quality of his abilities. You're judging him based on what do you get paid to do. That's not personal.
I wish you would speak. I wish you'd speak face to face with him like that. What do you get paid to do?
Well, Timo, if that is your real name. Matty Cushner's in here. Good to see you, Matty. Big up, mate. Geez. Steve D saying football has become a reflection of politics and life in general. Yeah, middle ground is gone. It's all about extremes now. You know what? That's a very good. I'd say it's a pretty accurate statement there, because it is extreme. It's just like you just said. You have a different opinion than me, you're an idiot. David Shire's in the house. Big up, Cover. Good to see you, mate. 8 months on. You got, oh man, it's late for him. But 11:30 at night. So good thing we did the early show for him. Angus is saying, Jeremy Kyle. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, Stuart used to have, because I'm important. Yeah, Stuart is still here, I believe. We have Dumb Sports fan over here. But man, footy fans, yeah. It's Ian, it's funny you say that, because you can go to pretty much any other sporting event. You can go to a hockey game here and wear the other team's jersey in the home section, and you'll get a little bit of flack for it. But it's not like going to England and wearing the visiting team's jersey, where you might get physically killed. I still remember.
I don't think you'd get killed, but you would certainly have the stewards come up and removing you from the area.
Yeah, because that's just asking for trouble. Yeah. Bank ID is like a passport with a code to log in. Interesting. Football was religion. Yeah, same here, Angus. My kids were born into being Spurs fans, even though I tried to convert them a few years ago. I told them, after that horrible Bayern game, about this. I told them switch, but they said, no, Dad, this is where we're at. So stupid loyal kids. Anyways, who eats more Angus? You or Angus? Be nice now. Has Timo actually played for us? He's been on the pitch, but not sure he's played. Is this you? Is this your account?
It could be. Yeah.
Is this your account? It's you.
It's
I
not
saw
mine.
you typing.
Except for I've never made up fake accounts. Intimate is always better.
Donna. Oh, sorry. Catfish. Sorry, just thinking about lunch options here.
We're going to do a Kuva and Kang keys in the bowl special.
Honey, I got to ask you something. Are you a fan of the swinging 60s? By this point, our data has been sold 1,000 times. Yeah, no kidding, man.
Yeah, true.
Brandon would be terrified.
You can't really win either way, can you? About it all.
Yeah.
Just being online in general is not healthy.
The thongs are coming out as Timo wears a brace. You're gonna pull out a Timo thong? Yeah. Here's my political views. If voting made a difference, you wouldn't be allowed to do it.
Yeah. I think there's truth in that.
I miss the old Ed. The serious Ed. What's happened to him, man? Where's the guy that used to type Patrick Swayze's ghost in every comment? I miss that.
It's the old question of who.
He's English. I just bug him. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say it's the old question of who really runs the world. It's
Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, in a way.
She's got
enough money to be part of it. Yeah.
Angus. I'm not going to say it again.
I don't recall this.
Feel bad for big and medium case. Spurs have Toronto FC as their hometown team. Stay strong.
Anyway, Angus, I seem to remember. I seem to remember little phrases like "What's the time? It's 5-1," and "What's the time? Oh, 10-2." When it came to Arsenal playing in Europe, remember those ones as well? I do.
This is my actual name on my birth certificate. I love our guests and commenters, man.
But that was kind of my point as well, though. You should be allowed to have a name like that. It's just then if you're going to abuse people, you should be traceable.
Yeah,
there's actually a system in place on 4chan. It's this sort of discussion groups. It's really bad reputation for misbehavior and stuff. But they experiment. My lad Owen, he was talking about what they implemented eventually was you can have your fake username, anything you like, and post anonymously. But if you do step out of line, they just suddenly turn off that anonymity, and you basically get revealed on everything you've said on that account. That's how to control people. Then you see people actually considering what they're going to say to others.
That's actually not a bad idea, buddy. I'm just trying to sorry. Sean's asking if you've got a link for the membership. How do we put the link for membership? Is it not in that you just click on in YouTube, Sean? You just click on that little money icon thing and it comes up. And I just realized this. I'm a member. Kuva is.
I'm not a member.
You are.
Somebody bought one for me.
Yeah. You were gifted one last week by Peter.
Oh, there we go.
When Peter was in, he gifted you a couple. Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't know until recently. There's a little option box to tick, so you can accept gifts.
Good day, Stuart.
And I didn't have that on for years.
Oh.
I wondered why everybody else gets gifted memberships and I didn't. That was why. There's an option for it.
I didn't even know. Huh. Interesting. Totally agree with that. I have a screen name. Yeah. It is. Only it like Kuva said, especially if you're going to be negative. If you're going to be a jerk basically about it, then yeah. And if you're going to put out, especially I think racial, derogatory, any kind of, it'd be hard to sit here and kind of say, how, I'm just wondering how they would even kind of be able to put up some sort of scanners for this stuff, but derogatory comments towards children and stuff. Because if you went on my Twitter or X or whatever it is and said, "Oh, little K is an idiot," well, how would they know that that's a child? You know what I mean?
Well, just ad hominem attacks anyway. If you're attacking the person rather than the argument, you're in the wrong.
Yeah. There you go. So, Koovs, have we figured this out yet? Because we have somebody here with the name that might be able to help us.
I've always believed the same thing when it comes to Ange. Yeah, I've always believed the same thing when it comes to Ange Ball. Ange Ball isn't about a system. It's not about formation. It's not about individual players taking up certain positions. It's just about the attitude of the moment you get the ball, you look to get that ball forward and create a scoring opportunity as quickly as possible. Whether it's through passing, running with the ball aggressively, whatever you like. It's to create that opportunity swiftly. And we see it too much pondering, sort of side-to-side football, very slow, laboured sort of build-ups. It's way too much. Against Brentford, I actually saw a sustained period where we were doing that exciting brand of football. But as I said, I suspect Brentford are at fault for that. They made it easy for us. They played the kind of game we usually play, and we love playing against that.
That and the fact, coupled with the fact that they were missing quite a few.
Yeah, that obviously affected their game plan. It must have.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, they surely would have set up and played the way that everybody else does against us.
Oh, why would they'd be stupid not to, as far as I'm concerned. But
agree. If you're looking for the tissues or what's hanging off the front of you, no, it's all right.
No, I'm actually trying to find something because here we go. We'll just use this. Rinketic is saying, he's asking a question here. Why do we have a Toronto NHL logo? It's actually not. It was very nicely designed for us by a gentleman named Josh Pavitt, who is part of the Spurs community. And it's actually just the Canadian maple leaf with the Spurs logo in the middle. So I know it's a bit harder to see when it's small there, but it's not a Maple Leafs. I'm an Oilers fan, Rinketic. You know that, buddy. But there we go.
It's not good to look down at your lap and say it's hard to see when it's small. I'm just saying it's not a good look, mate.
Honey, can I be Bobby in? Oh, never mind. That's a different conversation. We were just speaking about you earlier, buddy, talking about how we get Arsenal fans in here and you're one of the good ones. So good to see you, Vindaloo.
Yeah,
being Australian, I do worry that Ange Ball means the ball keeps coming back to us. Ange Ball is fundamentally a flawed strategy that leads to heads exploding all over the country, TVs mysteriously being smashed, and large quantities of beer consumed.
It does have that side effect, certainly.
Ed saying he enjoyed the game on the weekend. I've never seen the Spurs logo. Yeah, it's in there in the middle, buddy. Clip it. That looked like Bobby found the tissues behind Koofs. Nah, Gunnar, Greg, they're always right here. I've been married a long, long time. So you're saying Ange Ball is basically just go for it.
It's a state of mind rather than a tactic, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just kind of to dare is to do, shall we say? Is he
absolutely. Take the game get the ball and just take it to him in numbers, yeah.
So we've got a manager in now that fits the DNA of that we want to have, and
ish.
Just saying.
When I was growing up, we had the beautiful blend of attacking, passing football that was played on the deck, but we had great players, and we also had a lovely blend of grit that went with it. We had balanced teams, and we still weren't anywhere near the best team in league position-wise. It was always dominated by the likes of Liverpool and Everton and Forest. Villa did it for a bit when I was very young. But what we always did was produce great cup sides. We were always one of the favourites to win a cup every season. We've just completely lost that. All of the style disappeared over the years. All of that thing, the type of football I'd associate with this team has completely gone. And it's such a joke to me that the likes of Levy can come back and say, we've got our Tottenham back, when I hold him massively responsible for eradicating that style of football in the first place.
Yeah.
What a tool.
Yeah.
What an absolute tool. And I said no personal insults, but I will insult him personally because I think he's ruining my club and has been ruining it. I don't care about a big, shiny new stadium. I don't care about profits and sustainability and financial fair play. I care about watching some brilliant players in my team and ultimately bloody win things. And they're things that don't matter. That's one of the other points I was going to get to this week, but we're all talking about it. What was said at the fan forum by Levy? What are you really proud of as your achievements of this club? And he had the top three was building the ground, the players, the quality of the players that have been coming in, and what was the third one? It was.
I thought it was the amount of great players that we've had at the club.
Yeah, same thing. Anyway, bloody blah, players coming in, ground, and the Champions League final.
Yeah,
which we didn't win. Yet, no mention of us actually winning a bloody trophy. The only time we've done on it under his leadership, and he doesn't even mention it in the top three. It's astonishing. And this is why this club does not do anything. We have a chairman that couldn't give a shit about that side of it. It's all about being in the limelight and making some money and then building a great big ground that prints you money every fortnight. £1 million in the bank. That's all there is.
But because we've got that stadium now, we're competing.
Anything else the man says is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And he's got a PR team that drives it all along and has convinced the fans that it doesn't matter either now. You ask a lot of fans nowadays what they care about. Just want to see some good football. Don't care about the rest.
Yeah.
I remember when we used to expect trophies, and you did expect it. That's the club I grew up with. That's the club I expect us to be. Nowhere near that. Light years away. Makes me angry, but what's the point now? So I'm just going to take games like Brentford now and shovel in some popcorn, enjoy it for what it is. And I know it's not going to fix anything by itself. So even if Big Ange does succeed, it is in spite of Levy, not because of him. Don't believe any of the things Ange says either, because he has to say things to cover his arse with players.
Got to keep his job.
Yeah, exactly. So
look what happened with Conte. He came out and was honest.
there were certain little details
you hear after that.
There's certain little details and rumours you hear occasionally, and you suddenly think, "Wow, that fits exactly what I was thinking." And it's kind of hard to shake it as being that it could be wrong. Won't go into details of all of them, but we've heard lots of rumours, haven't we? Things that get said behind closed doors, little policies in place that show you how ridiculous it is. Danny Rose talking the other week about your player bonuses and things. Don't get paid that
bonus.
unless you win by 2 clear goals, you don't get bonus. And then go out and make offers to players on international duty, and the club's trying to negotiate with them, and they're saying they got offered less money than they're already on.
Yeah.
Wow. And we're the what? We're always in the top 10 richest clubs in the world. Jesus.
You mean you don't want to leave? You don't want to leave your job, your comfortable situation, your living area to come work for me for less money?
Yeah, exactly.
That's ridiculous. Asha's saying, "Do you still hold hope for a cup run?" She's losing her belief. Sorry to hear that, Ash. I honestly think if we were smart and pushed our eggs into one of the baskets and said we are going to go for a cup run, yeah, we would. But like Kuva's already touched on it, the Levy effect will not allow it to happen. It just simply won't.
At the moment, I still don't believe we're going to beat any team that's well organised.
Overpriced tickets, feeling Levy definitely has his Tottenham back. Levy once again showed total contempt for the fans, but I'll always be profit over glory. Vindaloo's asking us a question. Ange coming in has brought back attacking football back to the club, but do we give him a pass for not getting future results, or would you change the culture and stick with Ange? Do you have the patience? I personally have the patience, Vindaloo, because I'm just fed up of watching the chop and change to the manager level, and then the excuses being made for why we're not active in the transfer windows, why we have to sell players. It's just a rinse and repeat cycle that I'm absolutely fed up. I know some people will say, well, if he's not getting the results, then we can't just sit here and let him keep pushing us backwards either. But for me right now, I'm still full faith in. I'm on the Ange train. I'm up in first class there, shoving coal in and chugging along and hoping that that click comes. But it's the same click I'm hoping came under Mourinho. It's the same click I'm hoping came under Conte. It just never came. So I'm still holding hope. I think a lot of our fans are running out of it. What about you, Coops?
Yeah, for me, it's always been the same thing. I love what Ange says. Who wouldn't? I don't believe it though, because I don't see why our chairman's going to do what's required. If Ange had come in and we had a sort of chairman that will go, listen to the likes of, even Conte said it, don't go out spending money on 6, 7, 8 players. Go out each transfer window, buy 2 players, £70 million players, buy 2 every window, build a great team. If we had that kind of chairman, Ange could come in, buy in some great forwards, then add to it, and then start building backwards, if you like, going from the exciting, explosive attacking stuff to strengthening at the back, kind of like Liverpool did. Liverpool got close to winning the league when they had Coutinho in midfield, realised they couldn't get there, sold Coutinho, buying Virgil van Dijk and buying Alisson, strengthen at the back, and then they created that stability to go on and win the league from. I think we could do it that way, but not with this chairman. So forget it. So for me, the reason I'm sticking with the very pessimistic outlook with Ange, although I don't want to, is because I do not believe that he will ever get provided with what he needs to do. I'd love to see him get these big name players, real quality. Like I said, the next Ronaldinho, that sort of thing. Your players right up there, top of the range. We just don't do that. Never do it.
Well, it's like you said, we're hoping for kind of getting that the diamond, right, out of the coal. Let's just hope one of those lumps of coals turns into a diamond. And now you're kind of already alluded to the fact that that's what we might have to end up doing with the managers, where we might get guys that just keep coming in, and hopefully one of them will eventually click. In
a way, it works. We do go looking for gold, and we do end up with a few nuggets.
Very small ones. I'm desperate to win a trophy like any other Spurs fans and hold domestic cups in high regard, but lots of younger fans my age don't care about the domestic cups. And we've talked about that, Kuva. The fact that this has been going, he's 24, so basically since he was born, he's never seen a successful Tottenham. And it's this cloud that's come in now is basically convinced the fan base that the priority is to get top 4, and that's an achievement and an accomplishment, and it should be celebrated. Look how many people don't get into that. Look how many people don't make Champions League. Maddening.
This exactly.
Yeah.
This sums up everything. If you had any lingering doubt about the sort of chairman Daniel Levy is, that summed it up. The only thing we want isn't even considered an achievement for him.
Yeah.
Because it's just a League Cup. It doesn't earn money. Why don't we want the League Cup? Why do we concentrate on Champions League spots? Because the League Cup wins you about £1 million or so, a bit over that, if you win it. If you win the entire competition.
Yeah.
Champions League, you get 1 point in the group stages and it earns you £1 million.
Yeah.
That's the difference. The money difference is colossal. So when people say, oh, yeah, we can focus on winning the cups, we should really get one of these cups and we can do this.
Well, the easiest one is the League Cup.
That has to happen. That has to happen with your reserve squad, basically, because Levy is going to make sure the manager knows first team, most strongest team has to go in for those league matches or the Champions League if you're in that, because that's where the money is. That's all they care about. Sustain it in the long run with the money, sit the cash cow in place and milk it for all you're worth for the next 20 years. I don't even think he's going to sell up. you make too much money doing this.
Adam is saying changing the manager during the season should always be a last resort and give it every chance. Basically get to the end of the season. If it needs to be done, do it then, right?
I'd say that at a normal club, I totally agree. Out at our club, I think the only chance you've got of getting anywhere near success is to just fluke a manager like Pochettino or Redknapp, in which case you've got to keep just sacking managers till we get another one. That's the sad state of affairs, I think it is. Which makes me overall, with my stance on Ange, is maybe I'm Ange in, maybe I'm Ange out. The one thing I'm most though is Ange. What's the point? He's not going to be able to achieve what he wants to achieve with this group of players, and I don't think we'll ever provide them to him.
Well, like you said, if he does, it'll be in spite of Levy, not for him, right? David Clark
will go into that miracle worker group like some of the others.
Yeah. Well, that'll put him into folklore, right? So David Clark is saying, "Trust me, Aston Villa has purchased who will be the next best striker in the Premier League by next season." David Clark, happy anniversary! I know you celebrated your 47th anniversary, or you're going to be celebrating it tomorrow, if I remember correctly, at the game. But regardless, all the very best to you. Buy 3 great players instead of 7 maybe players. Chairman needs to change and listen to the fans. Yeah, if only that was the case. But Vindley, we've all gone through it with our clubs. United are going through it right now. They have their fan base basically imploding on the ownership, and you guys were unhappy with the Cronkies for a while as well. So, gotta love football. Rinketic is saying, I don't know if you know him, but would you spend 50 million, 24-year-old goalie Costa? He played in the CL. That's the in the Portuguese league. Is that he's the Colombian kid? Is he not? Or Costa Rican?
I just don't watch foreign leagues enough nowadays. So I'm out of touch with it all.
If it's an international kid I'm thinking of, then yeah, because he does actually. He's a lot of people are hyping him up. He's done really well in the last few tournaments, but I don't, like you said, I don't know enough about him to actually comment on it. And we're actually getting tight on time here. I've got to go. We're looking at the star young player from Boca and Southampton. All clicks will be crazy. Yeah, obviously I never want to change because you enjoy too much. Yeah, of course not, Bindley. Thanks. Yeah, 250K per goal scored in the CL. Wow. You don't. The team doesn't even get that for winning a round in the League Cup. So what's that tell you?
Right.
Yeah, Zubamendi. I don't know if he plays with the 6, though. Even the Spurs would probably melt it down and get the cash.
Yeah, probably would.
Probably would. We'll double down and we convince this way of doing things is working. That's the sad reality, isn't it? Because that's what happened with Champions League. We made the final, and he's like, "Well, we're good enough to make it there. Why do we need to change?" Right? So, after your pains first souls was a choice for me. I genuinely believe you are. Yeah. Side answers here. Big up, mate. Good to see you, Simon. Hope you're there. No, all aboard the Sanjay train. No, we threw him out. Sanjay's off the damn train. Which stream is screaming for a Zubamendi? Yep, it's today. Oh, it's today. But cheers. Happy anniversary, David. All the best to you and Mrs. Clark, and many more happy years ahead. Costa is the Porto goalkeeper. But what country is he from? Place reporter and a starter for Portugal. Oh, okay. That's a different kid that I'm thinking of then. Big up, Gregorio. Nice to see you in here. We did have one little last thing here. It has to work in spite of Levy. Explain this comment, and we will wrap it up for today.
Kind of have already, haven't we? Daniel Levy is the bit that's holding us back at this club. You can argue how he's built a great stadium. He has. Fantastic, well done. State of the art, real novelty bits of ingenious thinking, with like the likes of the wiring being in such a way that if the TV company's wiring fails, we've got a backup in place at the ground already to resume services. All clever stuff, innovative. It's a fun thing. It's an impressive stadium. There is a sense of you can generate noise there when you need to. We heard it against Arsenal, that classic home match where we derailed them a couple of seasons ago. So that's all in place. But at the end of the day, look at the transfers coming in. You compare it to other teams around us, even Aston Villa, even West Ham. You start looking at some of their signings and thinking, that's better than what we signed.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get to a top 4 or beyond. No chance. Top 4, maybe we can get it because so many other teams have been failing. Yeah. To win the league, though, or to challenge in some foreign or domestic cup, you're going to have something, because otherwise it just gets mopped up with Man City. If Man City don't do it, Arsenal do it. If Arsenal don't do it, Liverpool do it. Man United can even get in there occasionally, because they have still got a recent history of winning things, and there's still people at the club that remember that.
Even when they're crap, they're still picking up a League Cup and a Europa Cup here and there. Like, come on.
Us, on the other hand, all that culture's gone. And it's rotten from the top down. So as I said, if a manager's going to succeed at this club, they have to be a miracle worker. They're going to have to get things done on a shoestring budget, hope that players are coming through the academy at the same time, which they do appear to be at the moment. So it would be prime for a manager who can do that.
Well, we got to keep them and integrate them, though. It doesn't seem like he's integrating them. Throwing all three of them on for what, 4 minutes at the end?
Nah, pointless, isn't it? I think you got to. I would prefer to see a season where we just say expectations are mid-table, and we are going to just put in lots of these academy players and get them experience this season and gel as a team. And we'll be looking to kick on next season by adding quality to it. But we can leave the core of the team from these youngsters coming through. I'd be okay with that, because I've got the patience for it. Because I've seen the last 25 years of having patience, and that does nothing if you don't change what you're doing. So if you do change what you're doing, go with it, stick with it, make sure you got the right manager in place, and then stick to your word. Do get in the quality to add with the youth, because that's the way forward. That's all the greatest teams in history, as far as I'm concerned. I always keep referring to Liverpool as, when I was growing up, as being the pinnacle of what you should achieve and how you do it. And their same transfer policy every single summer. 2 great players in that cause them problems and they really like, get them into the team to improve it, and then buy a youngster full of promise, but you don't know if they're going to make it or not, but just ease them in with that first squad and give them a bit of time on the pitch and have a bit of faith in them. And it worked for Liverpool beautifully for decades. I'd love to see that kind of thing at us, but we just won't. We are always going to look for the bargain, value for money, players running out of their contract, or players on a free transfer if possible. Players that we end up in desperation trying to fill a hole with and overpaying for, or just caught the eye of the chairman or maybe someone on the scouting team. Do no real research into them, and you end up with an Ndombele, who, if you'd done a cursory search on it, you would have seen that he's got problems, track record of problems with teammates and owners, and it was there. It was all on there. You could just simple internet search could have told you that, but we just keep making the same old mistakes over and over again. Ben's just said feel sorry for Archie Gray, and I agree. I think we're going to ruin him. I think he won't get enough game time, and it'll be a complete waste of his time. I really do feel that way. Which is a shame.
Major concern, because if Ange then gets replaced, who comes in and what happens to this young man's career? You know,
all the ones we saw beginning of the season, pre-season, when you saw Archie Gray. Okay, he struggled against Bayern Munich, but who wasn't struggling? They were all struggling against Bayern Munich. They were great, but I would sort of like to see Archie Gray get in, Bergvall get in, Mikey Moore. Oh my God, you get him in the team straight away, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Donnelly played really well in that pre-season. He's not an ideal left back, of course he isn't, but a man knows how to play football. He's a good passer. He knows how to join in with the attacks, and he looked good. I'd have more confidence in that than paying 170k a week for Timo bloody Werner. So we're not doing anything until this chairman changes or leaves, and he isn't going to change.
I just want to wrap up with a couple of questions here we got at the end here. Chris Motley, big up, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Do you think Levy's comments will lead to fans giving up their season's tickets? I would say maybe a handful, but overall, the vast majority, no. They've waited. Some of them have probably waited for so long, and some are generational fans that have followed the team through parents.
Give it 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks. Everybody's forgotten about it.
That's true. Yeah, that's true too. Vindaloon's just asking, where do you think we'll finish considering everybody's situation right now?
For me, I think we'll finish 5th or 6th.
Yeah, I had 6th. Hopefully 6th in a trophy. I'll gladly take. Can I watch the Levy event? Yeah, I'm not too sure what's available, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere. The worst thing about this is forget rotting on the bench. I'm more concerned that he's forcing him to be a right back.
I wouldn't worry about that too much. Some players are just versatile, and he's got a
they can play everywhere.
Yeah. So that's fine. I think as long as he's getting game time of any sort, it's good. You've got to get him as much as possible. I think we made a mistake. I think we should have loaned him straight back to Leeds for the season. Get him another full, solid campaign in the Championship, competitive football, week in, week out. I think would have benefited Leeds and us.
And he's 18, so it's a good year that he would have bulked up as well, put some pounds on him too.
Yeah,
and that physical league would have definitely helped him, right?
Yeah, most blokes aren't at their physical peak to about 21 or so, something like that.
I think for men, the bone development is till 18, right?
Actually, it's getting younger and younger all the time, isn't it?
Oh, they're getting bigger, a lot younger, that's for sure. Problem is the prospect model is Saliba wanted 200K a year at 21. That's too much. Yeah. Luca 14's in here. Big up, buddy. He's with you on this one, saying the only plan next to Windows 2 or maybe 3 players really quality add to the first team. Yeah, just in chunks, but quality in chunks, not just basically quality over quantity. We have some cracking youngsters in the squad. I'd gladly stress for. Yeah, that's what we're saying, Steve. But unfortunately, the club will never do that because at the end of the day, that pretty much ensures that there's no way we're going to qualify for Champions League. So we'll see what happens. Tony Rodriguez, big up, you grumpy old man. Hello, Tony. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully, we're not being too grumpy for you. Everybody's just quickly saying hello to each other. Gray stinks of Levy. Interesting. Darnley plays right wing for Orient. Okay. Look who's here. Jacob is up.
Now, there's a man I'm talking about. Big, absolute mad supporter for the club. Yeah. He will throw out a few punches if the club comes under
a few. That man will run your ass over with his car while he's holding his children and walking Chewy at the same time.
As I've said before, the fan base needs people like Jacob as well.
Hell yeah.
For everybody being negative, you do need somebody that's just taking on positive as well.
Yeah. And what's wrong with him being positive? Like that, people attack Jacob for that nonsense. I love you too, buddy. Yeah, he loves all of us, but he loves Ange the most. Yeah, Simon's giving you love right back. Yeah, you know what? We definitely do need the Jacobs in the community, but you need like the realistic people as well. Like you need the Savas and stuff like that too, and the Brian Daigles that are Levy out, and so that you see what the other side of it as well. You get to see just outside of the footballing and see what the true elements of what's happening in the entire club is, which is something I've never really done before I got into this community. So big shout out to all the people that provide their time and just try to give us decent content and information, really. It's just sharing information, right? All right there. We're just saying hello. Whatever people throw at me, I'm never going to give my season ticket. Good. Yeah, it's gone since the 60s through dark days. Exactly. It accuse you not supporting Spurs, but I have to do the worst. So Ben's been told several times, oh, why don't you just give up your ticket if you're not happy, blah, blah. Why should he? 60 over 60 years, his family has gone there. And long after this regime is gone, Ben's family will still be going. And they were going before this regime came in. So no, don't give up your ticket, Cuff. Don't ever give it up.
Totally agree.
And Steve, they're just talking to each other here. And I think that's it for us, Coobs. We have got to the end of the show. Another successful show here. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and insight into the situation and getting back on the Ange train. So choo-choo, baby.
Another successful show. What? We got top 4 and no trophy.
Well, we had 33 people watching, so that puts us in top 3.
That's right. That's good enough for a choo-choo.
Choo-choo. And a woo.
And a woo.
Woo.
Yeah,
woo.
Yeah, I think so.
But thank up, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember to hit the like and subscribe. And before I do that, I better do this before I forget. Shout out to Ben Kaufman with this 10-month member chat. Hannah, we never answered your question. Thoughts on Thana? So you can be benches or starting as a striker or in a 2 up front.
I'd love to see him as up front with Solanke.
With Solanke in a 2, yeah.
Absolutely would love that. I wouldn't bench Sonny though. He's one of our most talented finishers, and we need that in the team. Same as I would never have dropped Maddison. I don't believe in dropping players like that. If it's not working, you find a way to make it work, and you build the team around them. if we're going to keep dropping them, how are they going to get their form back?
There we go. Well said, Coos. Ashby with the 9-month member chat. Big up. David Shire with the 8-month member chat. And this Bobby K fellow with the 10-month member chat. Everybody else is throwing in a couple of last things here. Oh, boy, here. There's already rumors Harry Gray will be coming to Spurs in the next year. He's a striker and even more talented than Archie. Oh, interesting. Okay.
It would help having his brother there, wouldn't it? Because helps settling in when you go to a different city, especially as youngsters. That might be part of it as well. That'll probably be a good move in the long run, maybe. Yeah. Depends if we're going to play them, though, doesn't it? If we're not, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, kind of pointless to bring them in and not integrate them and then have them just kind of fall off and lose quality. Colin Cross has said it right here. Bring up Colin. Good to see you. The clue is in the name. Supporter. There you go. Just support them. Great to see you, Andrew. Thanks for joining us today. All aboard the Ange chain. Choo choo, baby. Top 4 is a trophy. Yeah, unfortunately, in some people's minds, yet. We're just talking who haven't subbed one. Get on over. Show Ash some love. Ben, drop your link as well. And big up to everybody. Thank you for joining us today.
Drop Ange to the bench.
Drop Ange to the bench, baby. Kuv, want to sign us off?
What should we go with? You know what? Let's just
choo mother. Oh,
yeah. Let's go for it. Look, we won our last game. We scored some goals.
2 games in a row.
I was happy about it. 3 goals, a win. People went home happy. People under fire got goals they needed. Solanke off the mark, and others that get questioned. Let's say, actually trying to prove a point, and all they've got to do is keep it going. Yep. Till then, keep the wins coming, keep the goals flowing, and you will see a happy camper here. So, choo choo, mother. No, we won't.
Hey! Like the guy said, choo choo, mother.